I saw you blowing me a kiss. It doesn't take a scientist to understand what's going on, baby. And if you see something in my eyes, oh, don't...
I was in Chico, my little college town, a lovely little college town. It's separated from the rest of the world by 75 miles of nothing but nothing. It was just absolutely isolated. The nearest town was Oroville, which was 75 miles away, and that was like, they called it the Columbia of Crank. Like, it had a population of 15,000, and of those, 1,499 were like crankheads, and you could always tell because they had no teeth and they rode bicycles. This is the kind of place that was my college town. But we had a wicked slam. Like, every Tuesday night, the place would be packed. It was so much fun, and I was the host, and I had this very, very firm rule to not date anybody within the scene. It always adds up to drama. You don't want to hear that poem about you read in front of everybody who knows you. Poetry slammers, you know what I'm talking about. Don't date poetry slammers. Fuck poetry slammers, but just don't date them, okay? Bad news, and hosts should never date anybody. They should just be celibate. They just go and have their stuff cut off. Don't date anybody. However, this one time, I was at a poetry reading, and right there in the front row, there was just this girl with this look in her eye and this smile in her heart, and I was just I was like, dear God, that hurt. That really fucking hurt. Ow. I've seen the comedians do that shit before. They didn't bleed. Anyway, she just freaked me out. What, am I bleeding? Am I? That would be so wicked. I draw my blood for you. So, is it all red? Jacked up looking? Ow, that really, it's stinging now because I'm sweating. It's really freaking stupid. Getting all Iggy Pop on your ass. Anyway, so I'm doing poetry, right, and doing stuff, and like, she's so cute. I'm just trying to avoid her gaze because I'm getting goofy. And I'm like, does anybody have a calculator? Hey, what's up, baby? Give it up for her hair. That's some hair right there. That's what I'm talking about. She did not wake up and say, I'm gonna fuck around with my hair. She was like, I ain't fucking around. God damn, that's some good hair. I have like hair like that right here, like a little thing on my chest right here. Like I got a little afro puff right here on my chest. It's very tasty. So, anyway, like I'm going like, does anybody have a calculator? I need a calculator. And 19 hands go up, and I'm like, does anybody have a calculator? And she's like, oh, I have one. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. So at the end of the night, she gave me her phone number and said, yeah, you should give me a call. And I was like, okay, golly gee whiz. And so that night, knowing nothing about her except her phone number and her name, Jen. How many people know what Jen? You could like, can you even swing a dead cat and not hit somebody in the face named Jen? For real, here's an exercise in futility. Like when the campus is filled, go, Jen! Everybody will turn the eye, never mind. Okay. So I went home and wrote this poem that night after just seeing her. It's called Crushworthy. I want someone to have a crush on me for a change. To notice when I don't come to class and wonder if I'm okay. To get nervous when I enter the cafe, to fumble with her papers and books, to pick at her clothing and check her reflection in salt shakers and napkin holders, to catch her breath when she sees me from across campus, tug on her best friend's collar and point with her eyes and whisper loudly, there he is, Big Papa E. To run around the block as quickly but as nonchalantly as she can just to walk past me, make eye contact, and smile. To look into my big brown eyes, such long lashes, from across the room and think, yes. To look at my full kissing lips and think, oh yes. To hear my voice and imagine how her name would sound if I said it, if I whispered it, if I want someone to make up nicknames for me, to talk about me to go straight home every night and check her answering machine just in case. Just in case. And check the phone cord and check the battery and check the tape and make sure the goddamn blinking light isn't burned out just in case I call. I want someone to say, you're wrong about him because you don't know him the way I know him. Because she can just tell that I'm a good person. I must be a good person. I gotta be a good person because I write poetry about my grandma, my cats, and because she likes me so much for some reason, some unexplainable psychic supernatural reaction to me. Me. I want someone to mark her calendar. He talked to me today. I plan to wonder what I would smell like after a long, warm sleep under a down comforter. To close her eyes and picture what our kids would look like. To write silly, wretched, wonderful poetry